Hey y'all, it's Melissa. Welcome to Messy Creates. I'm back in my journal. I'm gonna do days 3 and 4, hopefully. I've got a lot on day 3, but I have everything all cut out, but I do have a lot to put on here. So I can cut this down, but because that in itself is going to take up this whole page. I made, well, that was at the end of the night. Where did my day and number go? Thursday the 3rd, wherever the little chicken went. Anyhow, here she is. Anyhow, yeah, it might go like that. I did make a video, and then I went to a farmer's market. Well, I started my dough because I was going to make some sourdough tortillas for dinner, and I started the dough, and then you let it sit for like 3 to 5 hours or whatever, so I just let it sit the rest of the day and ferment. And anyway, so I know I need a pocket or a flip. So, and then I had an appointment. I don't know why I made that so big. And of course, we watched Little House on the Prairie. And I bought, well, this was me making the dough that morning. That barely shows up. I could do something like this. I went to the farmer's market. Actually, and I have a smaller one of these somewhere. Let's see what we're gonna do with this first, because I'm thinking maybe a flip. If not, like I said, a pocket. But I'm thinking if I did a flip, it would probably look like this. Well, that would look exactly like the page. If I did a flip, it would look like this. And then flip out. And then this doesn't fit on there. So I'd have to either cover all that up, or what I could do is I could cut around like those 3 and they would fit on that. Or the easiest thing to do might be just to make a pocket. And I pulled out some just plain cardstock. I mean, I could do a pocket out of this too. But I'd rather use these for like tip-ins and stuff. I might have to have one of those over here anyway. So I'm thinking I'm going to put a pocket right here. So I'm going to cut this down. Let's see if I cut it. Which would be the best way to cut this. I need it to be about 6 inches. No more than 6 inches. By about 3.5. No more than 3.5. So, well, I could start by turning my cutter the right way. That might help. And then I was debating on cutting the 3.5 the long way. And then I could still make tags or something out of that. If I cut 3.5 or 3 this way, I still have room. And then I'm going to have this little piece left. It'll be about 2 inches by 3 inches. That's not going to give me a whole lot. If I did it this way, yeah, I'm thinking 3. I've been doing about 3-inch pockets. Let's split the difference and go 3.25. I'm still going to have that little 2-inch thing no matter where I go. So I think we'll just do it this way, rather than giving it so much thought. But see, at least this right here, if I chose not to do the pocket, at least this tip in would be a little bit bigger. Nope, still not big enough. Okay. So let's bring the cutter back out. I'm going to make this a pocket. And I'm going to make it just shy of 6 inches. And I mean just shy of 6 inches. And then that leaves me with, that would actually make a good journaling card size. because that's like 3 by, what would that be, about 4 or 5? That looks to be about the size of an index card, so that would make a good journaling card or tag. So here's our pocket, and since it was going to go on this side, that's why I didn't want it too long. It's easier to put a pocket on this side, but I really want it on this side. Because see all the flowers I bought, yes, I have plenty of plants in my greenhouse, but I went and bought some flowers. Let me see if that's even going to fit in that. Barely. I mean, barely. So let's get that glued on, and then if I have to trim that magazine piece down, I'll trim it down. Oh, I have my, look what I remembered to bring. Let's see if I can do it kind of in the center. Center-ish. And then I don't have a lot of wiggle room. Literally, I don't have a lot of room to wiggle my glue. I don't have a lot of room to wiggle my page either. So I've got to kind of get it right the first time. Otherwise, my pocket will be smaller. Okay, so we need to let that dry really well here, and then probably put some washi here. And then somewhere we got to think about a trim or ribbon. In the last video I kept saying ribbon or borders. I think Allison's challenge is ribbon or trim, I think is how it's put. But if we want to split hairs. And see, I could even put that because that's how we ended the night. We are nearing the end, and I'm sad. Yeah, I am. Very sad. And end of Little House on the Prairie, that is. That has been enjoyable. I have this pocket this tag that I just made. I was playing with my new sewing machine. The one I got for my birthday like 2 months ago. I'm finally getting to play with it a little bit. I have that tag if I want to use that there. That's kind of that pink that's in there, but not really. It's close enough. I don't know that I want to make... I'm thinking I might just back this. I am going to have to trim it. Ooh. I'm going to trim it just a hair. Let's see if I can trim it straight. Just cutting it. Well, I cut it to begin with, which it might be why it's not exactly straight. And like I said, I'll probably be making more flour tortillas, so if I had to, I could cut that down and just take those 3 pieces and put them on a tag. Not that one, I don't think. What else do I have? I have... That's really too big for that. I gotta really think a little smaller with my icons, or my clip arts and icons and stuff. Gotta think a little smaller because my journal is a little smaller. What about this washi? That's staying quite well, actually. I'm very surprised. Is it gonna look weird if I only put it on one side? Well, I barely had it stuck. I mean, there's no rule that says you have to have it on both sides. I could, but then it would, you know, it would just be for sheer looks, like right there, if I did it like that. Well, I've already done it now, so it adds a little fluff to just the plain cardstock. And I can still put that, I can kind of overlap that there. Put the TV, I don't like all this white space. But I didn't want to cut out this antenna until I was ready completely, because otherwise it would have gotten bent like the other one. Okay, so that can go there. Spanish class can go on a tag. I have this little journaling card. No, I'm going to back this. That's what I'm going to do. I also have, I put it on my magnetic board because this is a magnetic notepad. And I have my big magnetic board up here now. The only thing is I know that my journal is not tall enough for such. So that's okay. I'm going to have to cut the bunny off, which makes me very sad. But I can cut the bunny out and put him elsewhere. So that makes me not sad. Okay, so like I could put, that still isn't going to fit there. All right, let's see if I have another one. I cannot believe I printed that big. I think I've already hunted through all of these. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't have to put it on there. But, I bet you I had it in here for last month. Here's one I can use. It's a little smaller. And it matches. I mean, it matches something. It matches the orange better. So, I can put that on here, because that matches that pink. This goes down. All right, little bunny, you got to go away for a minute. This can go here. This can go here. Like that. And then, and then I had mixing the dough. What did I have up here? I can put this up here. I can trim off some of that white space too. Not that you can really tell. It's got a little bit of a blue border around it. But, there we go. Yeah, that's not. Anyway, I bought some flowers. Oh, I still haven't addressed this. Duh. I'm real tempted to glue it on the back of a piece of cardstock, but I know that I don't have to. I could just glue it onto a piece of, I have inky paper. Let's see if I have something with the color I can live with. That's not inky paper. Blues, greens, that's a little dark. That's quite bright. That's not too bad. That's not, oh, that's just, yeah. Let me try this one. Let's see how that will look. Let's see, I've got to glue this to the back of here like this. It will sturdy it up a little bit, but not a whole lot. Let me glue down some of the rest of this stuff, and then we're going to fiddle with that, because I'm thinking I might change my mind. I don't know. Oh, we also need a border. And I'm thinking this border, although it's going to hinder my pocket a little bit, I need to finish cutting that out. I left one flat side. Border or trim? So trim could technically be I could put it on this side too, but I already have rickrack showing through here. Yeah, glue stuff down. You know where you want your carrot and your day before you lose your chicken. And the carrot and the chicken, the day and the date come from Lydia at February and June. And they are just too precious. There we go. And I thought they'd be perfect for this month. And perfect size. And appropriate, because I have carrots growing. I know I want this down here. I don't have to have this, but I did mix that. So I really, if I'm going to use it, I don't like the way that these hands just drop off. It feels like they need to be under something. But in order to do that, they have to kind of, you know what I'm trying to say? I guess they don't. I could put them up here. And then they could just be in the corner. Like I could cut that one. Yeah, that looks good. And that leaves all my flowers available. You know, you can still see my background. And I may put, this matches this. And then I could put that in my pocket and write about that. Or I could put this on my tag I just made and put it in here. And I just soaked my arm in my glue because I did not cap it. That was a nice feeling. Okay. Let me glue the farmer's market on. So I got some peppers that I did not grow. I mean, I grew some myself, but there was like bell peppers I didn't get. Oh, I got to be careful because if I need a border, I got to think about, okay, the ribbon and trim does not have to be on the border. It does not have to be a border. I keep saying border. But anyway, I mainly got some flowers because I needed some flowers on my porch, and I finally got some. Okay, this would be, well, that's not technically ribbon. It's trim though, right? Perhaps. What else do I have? I think all I have is pink and purple. If I were to put it on here like this, it would be trim. I did not sew that many. I just did that one. The little sewing machine is a little harder to work than I thought it would be. It's, it has an on-off switch. And it's either on or it's off. Or you... Did I do that right? Yes, I did. I actually did. Wow. It has a little pedal, but the cord's not long enough unless I use... I have a little table that I can lower, but the cord's not long enough to put the pedal on the floor. So I'm having to work the pedal with my hand and try to feed the thing through one-handed, and that's not working so well, especially with gathered, when you're trying to gather something. So it's a little awkward. So, but it did okay. The stitches came out okay. I just, you know, it's just different. Let me think. I might have to put that here and the TV here. That might work better, because then if I have my border, if I have my trim, my border trim, whatever. Oh, and then I have my Spanish class. So technically, let's see, that happened before we watched this, but that doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, I think I lost it. Oh no, wait. Okay, so I am gonna do this. Or I could stick this here. It doesn't matter. I haven't used my April yet. My April thingamabobber. Notepad. Yeah, thingamabobber. Okay, so we've got that. That gives me plenty of space to write front and back if I need it. And then I could put that here. Or, what did I say? I could use this. It hides some of the chickens though. That kind of makes me sad that it's not a little small. I could cut this down. Okay, recap your glue, lady. Recap your glue. Here's Spanish. Knocking all the glue over. I don't want all that on there. Yeah, I might should have done that over there. Could just put that here and then put this here. Or I can trim some more off of this and make it fit a little bit better. I don't have to cut right on their little suggested line. That fits a little bit better. And then I can put that in there, and the orange chickens definitely match that. And then the Spanish class, I can just put on the back of that. Or I can tuck that right there. Or right here. Yeah, I think that works. Now, if I don't use this tag, which it doesn't look like I'm going to, oh, I still haven't addressed this. Okay, close your book. Glue the thing on. And let's trim it down a little bit more. I'm still thinking about cutting it because I didn't make pasta. I made fajitas. So I'm thinking if I cut here and around here, but that would have to go on like a tag, not a... That still doesn't quite fit. Yeah, it would. If I'm going to... I don't really want the words on there. That would be the only reason why I would glue it onto here, is if I were taking it in its entirety. If I'm not, then I could... do something different. Oop, there's my glue pen. Pardon my reach. Uh-oh. It already started drying up. Darn it. I didn't realize how long I had it out. If I had it... If I only had that much of it, I could even just glue it on the page right here. I don't have to have yet another tag. I only need so many tags and writing spaces, right? But where did I end up putting? I didn't. Yeah. Okay. So let's do that. And then, because I like that. Or I could just put that over there, and that would be fine. It would kind of go with the flowers. And then just use that. I don't have to glue anything onto here. I could just use it as writing space. But I still have this, and I still have this. Right? I don't want to cover up on my carrot background. I don't know if I want this whole thing in here. It wasn't that big of a part of my day. And it's barely gonna fit. Okay, it does fit. You're not gonna see it. Whereas if I just had it up here, you'd see that little piece of it right there. This is not a hard decision. This shouldn't be that hard of a decision. I have more orange that I could... Oh, it does fit now that I've trimmed it down. Well, looky there. Was that meant to be? But see, this talks about pasta in a machine. I wasn't making pasta. I was just making tortillas. These are not really tortillas, but we were pretending that they were. Okay, well, I just tore it. That helps too. Okay, and then I can save that one for the next time I make tortillas. So I can do that. I don't like it. Do I like that? That works. Yeah, I think I like that. And then I can glue my Spanish class right here. And then I don't have to make another pocket. Okay, decision made. I wonder if I can straighten this up just a little bit. And then not tear it anymore. Where are we at on time? Okay. Get with it, lady. Get with it. I hate covering up these. That's the only dilemma I have about... It's like if I have plain backgrounds, I have an issue with covering them. You know, like feeling like I have to cover them. And if I have cute backgrounds, oh no, I ran myself out of... No, I didn't. I can still do it. And then if I do have cute backgrounds, then I don't want to cover them. Y'all know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, that fits better in there. Okay, there's that. There's that. How does that look? And then the tortillas. Okay, and then this. And then this. Over here. It can just randomly go somewhere, or... Because I'm kind of thinking... I have enough room. I've got plenty of writing space. Because I was thinking that would count as the trim. But I'll glue it here. It's okay. Because then I want to do this right here. This was the closest. I don't know if y'all remember way back when I made these. I took my ink daubers and I just daubed, and then I took my Posca pens in different colors and went around them, and they made these cute little bubble borders. So this is my trim for this day, although I could have easily used ribbon on... Ooh, I cut that one too close. Too close, too close. But a lot of them that I did, because I think it was close to like February or whatever when I made it. I don't know, was that last year or the year before? And I did a lot of purple and pink and green and red and green, and I just did a whole bunch of them. I already glued those. Let's see, where do I want that? Somewhere where I won't lose it is where I want it. Okay, so this would be my border or my trim. And then it won't interfere with my pocket because my tags are small enough. So I think what I would do is I cut this one thing off. It was designed to fit a little bit bigger journal. And then I'm just going to run a tiny bead of glue, like right here. And then glue it half on. Know what I mean? That may not be enough glue. But I want it to show over. I mean, there's nothing on the other side, but I want it to stick off. That's why we made the cover big enough to where I could have trim, because I knew when I was making my book, I knew what Allison's item of the month was going to be, or what, you know, she had already posted that video, so I could use that somewhere. A little sunshine, why not? Except I cut it funny. Okay, I still need to glue this here. So I've got the tortillas, I've got my thing, my journal, made tortillas, had an appointment. I went to Bailey's and I got the farmer's market, and I got plants and peppers. Took Spanish, made tortillas, and we watched Little House on the Prairie. At this point, we only have one episode left of the regular season. And then I found some extras. Let me try something here. I mean, because I'm already 30 minutes into the video, right? What's a little bit more? What's a little bit longer? So how's your April journaling coming along? I know everybody seemed to be behind for March. I was behind for more than March. I started off March behind. Oh, he's cute, but he's going to be a little too big for that. Of course, I could cover up April, but why would I want to do that? He's just so cute. We'll use him somewhere. We'll use him somewhere. He'll fit on a page somewhere. But he could have been our trim. I still have to glue this down. Can you tell I don't want to glue it there? Oh, and I've left my glue stick open again. Got that there and that there. You almost can't see that. And then I'll put my little sunshine right here. I just, rather than throwing it away, just put it right there. Just puts a bright spot on the day. Okay, so we have, and I could add some ribbon to that if I wanted to, but I have my trim, and I have all my pieces. I got some pretty flowers, and then on this day I got to plant them. And I got this metal wheelbarrow when my sister was having that pre-yard sale. This big metal wheelbarrow, so I planted some plants in it. And I have this, and this one I do have a blank page. So that's the first time I've had a blank page since I've started this book. And what am I looking at? I worked in the garden, planted flowers on the porch. Somebody came and picked up tomatoes. Oh, I took a nap. And I finished my April journal. Yeah, I finished making my April journal. And we watched the last episode of Little House. These actually went on, we're going to go on the 5th. But, well, let me finish that thought. I have somewhere that I knew where it was just a minute ago. Ooh, wait. But wait. Nope. Had a magazine image of a rose climbing up a trellis. And I've had it sitting here. I know it's in here. Just calm myself and look for it. I was thinking about, since this was a blank page, that I could put it on this day. I know I'm looking without you because I'm trying to do it in a hurry. Although I could use something like that for that day. This is some of the paper that Hope gave me. Well, this is the whole Happy Mail. And the Happy Mail that Robin gave me. I mean, I have paper that I could use just to cover it. I'm not paper, you know, like, I found it. Okay, so my husband put up this trellis. I was going to use this the day that he finished it, which was in March. And now I kind of wish I had of, because it's not going to fit in this journal the way it should, but I could still cover this. It's the prettiest, it's called a Peggy Martin rose, and there's small, beautiful pink roses in it, starting to fill out. He had the thing built and we planted the roses, but he just put the board across the top. We've got to wrap it. We haven't attached it to the top so it climbs all the way over yet. But I thought these were supposed to go on the next day, but I thought maybe I would do this today. I do want to read the article because it says keep your climber blooming, and I would like to know how to keep my climber blooming. Oh, cut dead canes back to green growth. Okay. Get rid of old growth. Tie in a figure 8 pattern. Snip on. I'm gonna save this and show this to my husband because he's helping to care for that rose. But I thought this would make a great addition to this page. My fingers are so sticky because this was a blank page, and I thought this might be the perfect page to put this on because I already have a magazine image for the next day. And they both were not going to fit. And really, one of these pictures I took. Well, look what I went and did. Because this looks a lot like our arbor. But anyway, I'm going to save that, and I'm going to save this right here. And then we can read it, and that'll be that. Now, I either cut off the top of the roses, which I don't want to, or I have to cut off this bottom, which is fine. I'll just cut off the bottom. I might have to cut that little piece right there, too, in order to get it to do I need something in the background? Also, I bought some of these. I planted some of these seeds, and then I wasn't sure that they were growing. So I bought some plants that look like that right there. I'm hoping, I want these right here. But I was thinking I could just put these pictures up here with that. And then let's see what else we have. I don't know what my trim would be yet. If I put this on this side, I could make a flip out. Or I can put, hold on. Could use that as a flip, and I could use this as a pocket. Do I need a pocket? Not really. I need something though. I do need something. So that might go in that corner again, like we did the last page. And I don't have to have like this clip art right here. It would just kind of was clip art that I had printed out that just looked like planting flowers. But I have my picture of some of the flowers that I planted, not all of them. But, so, oops. Oh, I knocked that over. That's not good. Okay. This would have to be, if I do use this as a pocket, it would have to be a small pocket. And then that would fill up that page. Or I can put this right here. You know what? This fits in that pocket. If I make the tag long enough. Well, let me trim this down. Okay. Be thinking about what kind of trim or ribbon I can put. I thought I had... one, a strip of cardstock already that I had cut down, but I guess it was this one or this one. This is not, this is too wide, and I don't want to use, unless I use this over here, and I could do that, but I would put this on here. Do I need a flip and a pocket? It's not a very big pocket, but I could put that like that. I could put this picture of, I would want this picture front and center, and then I can, that's not, I could write on that. Okay, let's think about that. Let me cut this. How big do I need it? Where's my ruler? How much time do I have left? Not much. I could just use that. It's not very, well, it's kind of cool though. That might work. Is that tall enough? Yeah. I could glue that to there and trim that off. This is green and orange. That would match. But you're not really going to see it. So let's do it to here. Let me glue it on, and then I'm trying to think. Yep, if I glue it right there. Let me move my stuff. And then I can trim it with the trimmer. Or I can do this the easy way. And do that. Right? Actually, I could go a hair bigger. Okay, let's just trim it real quick. And obviously I'm going to have to trim it lengthways as well. But how tall do I want it? I want it to be about that tall, right? Because I want the picture of the flower. I'm not even bringing the cutter back over here. I'm just leaving it right where it was. I have this little piece left. And then, where is my glue papers? I don't know, so I'll get another one. Okay, so this picture is going on here. See, I know I had it deemed for the next day, but because I wanted to do this arbor on this day. And I could have done the pink paper, which would have probably matched a little bit better, but not really, because there's orange in this. So now I got to glue that. Yeah. Okay, I need to glue this on. Just glue. I was thinking about like background color or something on there, but it's not going to matter because this is going to hide most of that. So, or the pocket will. I want that right in the corner. And that right along that top edge. And then this, where I cut it, I want it to glue back together. Maybe, okay. And then we're going to trim it. I'm not going to stick my arm in my glue again. I'm going to trim it right there. Okay. And then, you know what? I can leave that little piece right here. Okay, so I do need some glue on the back of this. How's that going to look? I think that will look great. I could flip it. I could flip the pocket and then right there. That might work. Okay, so I don't need that glue. And then in that case, I might not need this flip over here. But if so, we'll just have multiple flips. Okay, so what color, what do I want? What washi do I want in a hurry? That might be pretty. This tie-dye really matches the pink and the orange. I could use clear tape first, seeing how it's a thick pocket. Well, you could put it on straightish. That would help. Okay, I'm getting in a hurry. That's what I'm doing. Okay. We got that on there and that on there. And that's not going to stay shut. Yeah. I was thinking about putting more there, but I don't think I need it there. If I do, I'll add it later. Okay, so did I decide if I wanted to use that? This picture I could use on the next page if I wanted to. That I don't need anymore. Where did all my stuff go? It went on this flip that we said we might want to use. Yes, we do want to use it. Because this one's not going to hold multiple things. And I don't want it to because I want that rose arbor to show right there. So I do need this cut right here. Get my trimmer back out for a minute. Okay, I do still not have, is that proper English? I still do not have trim. Okay, so let's scoot this out of the way. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to bring it in a little bit. Yeah, I want the carrots on the top. And I got to think about what washi I want again. I really wish that I had pulled some of my other washi already. I have not done that yet. Because really all I have is, well, I could use the same. I really don't want to though. This yellow and orange doesn't look bad. That's too pink. Yeah, I really need to pull some more spring washi. You know, I could bring this green in on this side and that would balance out the green on the other page. I mean, that sounds, you know, perfectly logical to me. Right? Okay. So, hold on. I didn't want you to stick just yet. I wanted to put you on. It can cover up. It can go over the edge of the page a little bit because I've got that border right there. Okay, well, I did want it straight and even with the bottom of the page. So how about, nope. Will that work? That will work. I'm just gonna have to trim up those little corners right there. That's okay. Okay, so that's already attached. This is gonna go here. Where's my chicken? Where's my chicken? It looks like Maggie. There's Maggie. And this is going to go on here. How are my borders on it? My trim. Let's trim it down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that had some green in it too. And let me get all these little scraps out of the way and get my day and date up here. I want my carrot first. That has green on it too. Is that right? Maybe a little lower. See, all the carrots matched all my carrots on my papers. So it worked out perfectly. Okay. Oop, the chicken got purple. Okay. Y'all can't even see what I'm doing over there. That's all right. You're not missing much. Okay, so I'm going to put that there, and then the rest of it's going to go on the back page. Like that. And if I want to, I can come back and add stickers or something. Oh, I need tape right here. This green may not look so great right here. Well, it might look better if it was straighter. But it's kind of a spring green, so it works. Okay, so this one is the final. Yeah, this was the last episode. I need one of those TVs. I finished my April journal. That will be, you can see that there. I'll cut another one of those TVs out and put it there. And then that, I think, will be that, other than I need to figure out trim. or ribbon. So I think I have an idea, which is often scary. And I can use this. Don't want to use it there. I could skip the TV and put this here. Yeah, I'll skip the TV. We don't need the TV. We get the idea. Okay. We have that. We have that. And I have like 30 seconds to figure out some trim. So, or ribbon rather. So I can put a little border here. Do not want to use rake rack again, if I can help it. What if I... Oh, I know what I was thinking that I would use. If I can find it fast enough, have all my ribbons sitting out here ready to go. Not to mention what's in my big wreath thing, but right here, no. See, this is ribbon that Hope gave me too. I have one like that that has roses on it. Ooh, but wait. They're kind of pink roses. What did I do with it? I do not know. But I thought I'd... Oh. Here, I have rose ribbon. Isn't that perfect? Now, how do we use it? Do we do it like this and cut it shorter? Do I glue it to, I can glue it to the back. That's gonna take off some of my writing room though. It's all right. I think I'm gonna staple it. I don't want it to cover up the front. I am just going to glue it. And hopefully... the art glitter glue will be good enough for it. And then... let me get them closer together here. And then we'll trim it. Or we won't. Yeah, I do want to trim it a little bit. It can stick up, but I wanted to do that right there. Sorry if I'm all in your face. But wasn't that perfect? The little red rose, pink rose ribbon. Whew. Okay, I did it. This was my other option, and I'm going to use this at some point. Isn't this pretty? And it matches my pages. It has birds and this kind of peachy color. I'm going to use that at some point. Okay, I have my ribbon. And I have a pocket. I have a place to write. I have a place to write here. I'll probably go back in and add some lines with some marker just to give it some texture. And I have plenty of room to write right there. And so we have day 3 and day 4 done. Whew, I'm tired. Okay, I appreciate if you made it this far. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate your time. I know these are long videos. I do try to get 2 days worth in while I'm doing them. And anyway, I hope that you are having a wonderful day, whatever day it is. Oh, that's kind of cute, huh? And so, anyway, I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. Y'all take care. Have a great day. Bye.